Hello, everyone. This is Grand Madam. Happy Sunday. I thought I'd pop in here just for a little fun today. Well, while we wait, let me tune up these cards and tune up myself. We're going to clear the cards with sound. Today, I was curious. I want to know what was the nature of the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and Philippa. Okay. And so, move some of these cards around. I'm going to start with the golden. Hey, Kat, how are you? Good evening. Happy Sunday. Yeah. I'm killing time. I'm going to talk about, hey, Kamoyo, hello again. The relationship between Epstein and Philippa, or Phoenicia, whatever her name is. Her. You know who I'm talking about. Hi, Jetta. How are you? Thanks for dropping by. I'm just assuming everybody has had their dinner already and the dishes are washed and put away. Either that, they're thrown in the trash because you ordered them through Uber Eats. I air fried my dinner today. Baby girl, oh, she'll eat when she's ready. Okay. TT, hi. What really is the nature of the relationship between 47 and Jeffrey Epstein? Now, everybody I think this is a distraction. The client list, I really think that, hey, Charlotte, how are you? I think it's a distraction, and I'm going to tell you why. Epstein's brother, I think his name was Jerry, and has some interesting souvenirs. And the victims, alleged victims, I hate that word alleged, but it covers your ass when you could be sued, so alleged, also seem to have kept some pictures. So whatever the FBI has might not even be necessary to see. Because especially when it comes to the Wall Street Journal, just wait till who's going to be next. Now, the Times has always been read, and so has the Washington Post, but I'm not sure about the Post right now. Somebody's going to, we might find some of these. Well, I did find one of them on YouTube. I just don't remember where because I wasn't looking for it. And when I saw it, I'm like, ooh, I wonder. And then I moved on to the next video. I scrolled on. But for right now, I want to know what is the nature of the relationship between the late Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, he's gone, y'all. He's dead. He's not in this realm. I'll put it to you like this. And if you're not in this realm, you might as well be gone, okay? You might as well be gone. Put it this way. While I do this, we're going to cut some time here. We can do our breathing exercises and ground ourselves. Breathing in through the nose on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. That might even help with your digestion. Okay. Now, and we'll show a few more. Oh, Tarot team, please join me. Hilak, Kilak, Nazaziel, Aziel, surround us with your flaming swords from all sides. Let's keep the negative and the danger away from all of us. Thank you. Okay. And as I mean, my family, your family, all my followers and their families, all of us who are in this little group right now, in this bubble. Thank you. Thank you very much. You knew what I meant. All right. What is the nature of the relationship between Feloniqua and Jeffrey Epstein? And then I'm going to tell you what I know. And I saw this on the news somewhere on social media. But it's not hard to find these days. One more? We promise? One more. Okay. I know I called my tarot team. I don't see them behind me. Oh, hello. I see him. Okay, I saw one. Somebody's wearing a suit. Okay. Here comes the. Okay. Dressed for the occasion. I guess they've been to church. I don't know. Or some spiritual. The lights, the silhouettes behind me, they're the tarot team. Okay. All right. The nature of the relationship between Trump, speaking of who he's on TV now, and Epstein. Look at this separation. This is a broken heart. Those folks were close. This is the oval energy overall, the whole reading. Wow. I didn't expect that. And conflict now. There were conflicts. So what we have is a separation or breakup because of the conflicting ideas, conflicting passions, conflicting things. And then here comes, just right in the middle of the conflict, comes the Knight of Swords with his, did I show you the wands? I'm sorry. With his demands. He demands answers. So what we have right off the bat is the Three of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. That's a breakup among friends. Very, very good friends. Because it hurt someone to their heart when they separated. And here we have the threesome. They did a lot of, there's the island. I said the threesome. The Three of Wands. Look. Someone's waiting for the other at the island. Overlooking them. Here they come. Here come the ships. Here come the planes. They're bringing in friends to the island. A lot of activities on the island. Fearless Leader has an island too, you know. Here come the wealthy. All right. This is the 10 of Pentacles. So good gracious of life. What's going on in California? Oh, Lord. And here we have the Nine of Swords. High-level anxiety. High-level anxiety, I tell you. That is Feloniqua. We know he's scared to death. And we're about to find out why. Okay. Here we have movement. Moving people from point A to point B. Relocation. This is the Knight of Wands. And his movement is rapid. And here we have the Hermit. So this is a solo act for somebody. Someone is doing a lot of moving around. Okay, here we go again. Here comes this Queen. Here's the Queen of Wands. It's Feloniqua. Feloniqua energy. That I'm going to have what I want because I want it. Entitlement. Now, that's not to say that all Queens of Wands are like this. But this one, and I don't know why in my card she doesn't come off like this, because she should. Because this is how I'm talking about her. Well, she's coming off, she gets what she wants, and she doesn't care who she hurts to get it. She doesn't do boundaries and walls and fences. She doesn't care. She don't care about the law. Who does that remind you of? Hi, Barbara. How are you? And so now we have making money. We have working, making money. Okay, so the two of them made money together. And I'll tell you something else. This is very interesting that I just saw. The Queen of Wands just laid down beside the Knight of Wands. So we have the queens are moving back and forth. Queens being relocated. Now in this case, the queen has to be, if we're talking about people, 35 and up. Okay. So we could be talking about Ghislaine. Okay. And here's the Five of Pentacles here. This is grief and feelings of abandonment because someone was left behind. I am truly believing that Philaniqua and Jeffrey Epstein were very, very close. I mean, they were boys. They were tight. I don't know how long they have known each other. But that was a heartbreak when he lost his friend. Even though he cut ties with him when he was being, for his first run for presidency. Here we have the moon. Things in the shadows. Things in the shadows. Passion in the shadows. This is the Ace of Wands. Passion in the shadows that have to do with moving women back and forth and back and forth. Now, and I said this in joking, but it doesn't necessarily have to be wrong. I always said Philaniqua got his wives from Epstein Island. All of them. Marla too. Hi, Gina. How are you? The mental challenge is trying to keep things quiet, trying to keep things together, and holding on to that money. The emotional challenge is wanting to get away. Philaniqua wants to get away to quieter waters. I guess so. But right now, he's stuck. Can't go anywhere. Wow. I wasn't expecting all that. Bottom of the deck, I have a card of manipulation. That's the Five of Swords. A lot of heavy manipulation and marketing, and something else. I'm going back to the Queen of Wands again. The Queen of Wands is a beautiful, beautiful woman. If we're talking about people. I forgot there. Philaniqua was also, did you know Philaniqua owned Miss Universe and several other pageants? So we have here, again, the traveling back and forth of beautiful women. And the passion for them. So they both shared a passion for beautiful young women. But the Queen of Wands is 35 and over. However, most of those young women in those beauty pageants look like they're 35 and over. They might be 17 or 18, but they are dressed like they were 35, 40 years old. Women don't look like that until they're at least 38. I didn't anyway. So, manipulation was their game, and they were very happy together doing it. Let me pull these down here. They had whole crews. I'm not talking about boats. I'm talking about like a posse, a group, a gang, the friends. It was a bunch of them that would come together. Okay, they had same tastes, same likes. They got together for the same kind of fun. Oh, look at this. And look at this. Okay, hold on a second. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So we had, let's say, Philaniqua and Jeffrey Epstein were business associates who partied together. And they partied with celebrities until things got chaotic, hectic, crazy, overwhelmed, stressful. Now, I don't know if this is the Queen of Cups. Something happened. Okay. Something happened to a very successful woman. This is the blonde lady. I can't remember. This is the journalist that Faniqua backed up into an elevator or corner somewhere and molested. It's not alleged because, well, allegedly, just in case. There was a judgment on that, and it was settled. That was the announcement. Okay. With that move and with that getting out, I do believe certain folks started to take a closer look at their activities, Feloniqua and Epstein's activities, because now this is something that's interesting. Look at this. I think it was discovered that they had a strong presence where there were children, or yes, let's say young people. Very powerful and very strong presence around young people. Things going quickly, things going fast. A lot of cups being drunk, a lot of confusion being created. And all of a sudden, the cult is destroyed. Cult leader, Hierophant's the cult leader. It was at that time that Feloniqua walked away, pulled out of the thing. They've been doing this. That tells me they've been doing this for a while. I don't know. Now we're talking about in the past. So we're talking about the 90s, at least. Now, I don't know if that's all of the 90s, but whatever they were doing, they've been doing it for a while, and they have done it plentiful times. Now we have a situation where this is interesting. Something happened. Well, once that woman who was paid, the journalist, to me, it looks like there was an organizational reorganization. They had to come up with something, right? The money stopped, and they had to come up with fresh supply, and they were doing the Two of Wands, looking all over the world for supply, because the word got out on Feloniqua, and they were determined they were going to continue. Yep. Here he is. Here's Feloniqua. We have the Chariot, the Knight of Cups, and Feloniqua's King of Wands. The showman, a man out in front, he was going to continue doing his thing, and his thing also happened to do with beauty pageants. That's what I was trying to say with the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands, the constant moving around of women. So now we have a new system, a different system, a change, different way of making money. So there was a change. So now, this is the approach. Relationships, sweet nothings in your ear. These women, if you're pageant age, you're what, 17, 18, 16, 17, 18? And you're groomed for pageant work. So whatever happened, I don't know if they paid the money out of the business or what. Whatever happened, he had to move some money around. His business was in recovery. Are we talking about the pageant business? Or what business are we talking about here? I did not know Feloniqua was in the beauty pageant business at all. But see, that was a source. Beauty pageants, middle schools, and high schools, of course. That's where the pageant competition comes from, the pageants. Hi, Shirley. How are you? Okay. And there's Cookie B down there. Hey. Um, Here again, we have the king, the money king. This could also be the oligarchs or the group. They're the group. I'll call them the group. They're getting a little defensive now. They're defending themselves. People are talking. Legally, nothing's being done. That's the two of swords. They're meeting power for power, but there's still disappointment. People don't feel as safe as they used to be coming to the island anymore. Where's that boat? Yeah, going back to the island. Some people, ooh, okay, this is what happened. Jeffrey went to jail. And here's regrets. Okay. And the Eight of Swords, imprisonment. That messed up the business. That has the business rocking and reeling with instability. There's no balance. So there had to be what? A new direction to move in. But I think that that new direction that was to be taken never made it. Never made it. Instead, what I think put a stop to a lot of it was the Me Too movement. And that's when folks got a little nervous. Harvey Weinstein. Mm-hmm. Here's the money reports. Money's not coming in like it used to. And look at this. Now, this is amazing because what this tells me, let me just, is that they literally, the group, who's ever in the group, literally, come on, had the power and the authority and the money. Let's say the influence to block the judge. The devil card to blocking. Charges are going to be prostitution. The judge. The relationships. So what was going on down there? Huh? Okay. Jeffrey gets arrested. Ghislaine gets arrested. Okay, Jeffrey's coming up. Jeffrey Epstein's coming up as the King of Cups. Ghislaine is the dark-haired woman. And the Queen of Swords, Lady Justice. And we know while he was in prison, he passed away. Four of Swords. Now, what has happened? Things are being exposed. Their activities, the fellas' activities. The boys will be boys. What they were being boys about is beginning to show up. Oh, and it's going to blow up. Look at this. It is going to be life-changing. Well, since Epstein is already gone, it's going to be a life-changing situation for Feloniqua. We have the ace and we have the cup of swords. Whenever you see aces together like this, it's going to be big, fundamental. It's all over for somebody. And it is a totally new, yeah, okay, well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's just say there are movements taking place, situations that are manipulating and making sure that information is coming out and that what's going on in the White House comes to an end. And no, it's not the Democrats. It's his own people. It seems that if we wait long enough, we will find out exactly what the activities were, exactly what the secrets were, and we're going to find out that there were, of course, international ties. international ties, international money. This is paid by Fearless Leader, as well as being received by Fearless Leader. So, what was the relationship between Feloniqua and Jeffrey Epstein? They were allegedly business associates. So, oh, that's the cat. Doesn't matter about the list. They can dangle the list for years. But what is happening now is that, as I said before, those who were there took pictures. They took pictures of both of them. I don't know what's going on with these. I mean, personal pictures. It's not necessarily blackmail. Um, Jeffrey Epstein's brother has pictures, has information. It's personal. The government can't touch it. Maybe they could if they wanted to, if they go in there with a subpoena. But right now, I don't think they want to, because what's in their possession, in the possession, but and this is not new because this came out and was hushed up so quickly back in 2016. I don't know why no one was listening. We didn't even know. Oh, thank you, Kat. My naked bits are showing again. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, what is Pam Bondi has to, what does Pam Bondi, what's her energy about all of this? What is Pam Bondi's energy about? How does she see or feel about the information she cannot control? Like what Jerry has and what the previous victims have. How does she feel about this? Okay. All right, let's see what's going on. Ooh. Okay. She also does what he's given her orders. This is the King of Wands, Feloniqua, as the order giver, wants her to make an make an offer to them or subpoena them. Whatever it is that he wants her to do, he wants no part of her doing it. So she might be doing this on her own. But it's still under the auspices of Feloniqua and the agency. Already they're sounding mixed up. Okay. There's a conflict. What's the conflict? The truth. Pam Bondi doesn't have any problems conflicting with the truth. Oh, look, the fundamental, the end of things. Huh. Well, it is also, it's Jeffrey Epstein's death. Checking for my pendulum. Got it. They are. It's interesting. I have Two of Cups and the Nine of Wands. We're talking about Pam Bondi now, how she sees these things. She wants to try to subpoena them so she can get to the secrets. But what is it? She wants to get, I don't understand what her problem is. She wants to get into Epstein's files. So doesn't she have Epstein's files to find out where the money was going or where the money was coming from? Oh, this is rich. Hold on. But if she does that, and this is as well, she does not want to expose the court to those files, that information. Oh, I forgot about the bits, y'all. I'm sorry. Even if she does get the information, she does not. She doesn't want any of that information going to court. So what does she think she's going to do? So she's under pressure and under difficulty. And to me, it looks like things are moving very, very, very slowly for her. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She doesn't know. Oh, look at that. In prison of the mind, or she could also be facing jail, a prison term. Trying to defend herself. She is trying to defend herself right now because it is so obvious now that she is involved in a cover up, allegedly, for the White House. Which has been successful so far, but it's this thing about these girls, these women. The women are coming through. They're bringing their pictures that no one knew they had. Of course, you're going to take pictures. You're in a pageant. The pictures of what? Mm-hmm. All right, we have questions about foreign influences. Now this is interesting. We have a lot of confused emotions. Oh Lord, she doesn't know what she wants to do. I can't imagine her, but she is actually going through an emotional tizzy right about now. She is worried about losing her job. She thinks she wants to get in a better place, a better position on her job. She wants this all to go away, I guess so. Brokenhearted. Miss Brokenhearted. Have you ever known of an attorney who ever worked for Trump to come out smelling clean or without having serious problems like losing their license? Now she's assessing, this whole relationship with the prostitution thing, because that's what it was. I did it again, didn't I? I'm sorry. What she wishes she could do would be find a way to turn this whole thing around. I don't know how she wants to turn it around or how she thinks it should be turned around. Yeah, everything is up and down. If day-to-day work is up and down, doesn't know what to do. He's unstable. That's what this is. She's realizing he's unstable, and so is her job. That's Feloniqua. And barking orders. Oh my gosh. Not making any sense. And she right now is trying to come up with a formula that keeps her safe. She can't sleep at night. The anxiety is too great. She is looking at, I don't know if she's going to resign or leaving the agency behind. She wants to get out. This is Pam Bondi. She feels betrayed. Ten of Swords. And she has taken part in some sneaky behind the back manipulations. That's why she wants out. And she knows he has. Right now, he's Teflon Don right about now. He's got a whole aura of deception around him, and this invisibility cloak, and that thing is coming down. That's interesting. I said when he goes, they're all gonna come fall like dominoes. And what did I call this? Oh, okay. This we're talking about cups and a pentacle here, but this is a report on the emotions report. This is a report on that organization, or what would you call it? The pleasure giving organization, and how quickly it is coming to a disastrous fall, coming down like a tavern. Nine of Cups, like at a tavern or a restaurant or a hotel. Mm-hmm. Hmm. She feels that she waits long enough, she'll be able to make her move. This is something else. I'm not gonna be on here long, folks. She does have bags on. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And here we have the all authoritative power of Felaniqua and the boys doing what? Trying to save themselves. Get out of here. Okay. He wants her to work and figure out a way he can keep the money, whatever money he's got out there. That's what he wants her to, personal money. Not necessarily, well, it could be government money. Make it personal. Because he's quite disappointed in Doja's haul. It's like he's a hangman. Oh, look at this. Judgment is coming and he's stuck. We have the hangman. Okay, hangman and judgment. Decisions that need to be made, or the decision has been made about him. You know, announcements, or we having leaks from his past. This is the pictures and the other things people have from back in the day. But what do you expect from a man who said he could do anything he wanted to? And well, he could at one time, but there was one thing he could not do. That's mess with the children. And that's what he did. Mm-hmm. So this man looks like he's ready to run off with the money. He'll run off with the gold. Oh my goodness. But no, he's again, I keep saying this, he is going to resign, or he's going to walk away from office. The man is very ill. He's 79 years old. I'm not that old, but I'm only a few years behind. And I'm starting to walk funny. So I don't have his pressures. But I didn't have his fun either, or his money. But to me, your karma shows up in your body. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering what the heck I do to deserve this. Certain things I have working with. But anyway, your karma shows up on your body. Just think on that. Because right now he is so overwhelmed. Women and money, women of means. I do not understand this. This is Eight of Wands. Maybe it's the pageantry people. Maybe it's the witnesses that are coming back now, because they're not girls anymore. They're grown women. Some of them are married and have children of their own. Mm-hmm. And here we are. It's going to come down to his little folder rolls with those pageants and those parties. Yeah, he had Diddy type parties. I don't know about the freak offs, but yeah. And here's a major star who is all this. Could be Ghislaine. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days. We're going to hear something. A global decision has to be made. There's a standoff now. I don't know if that is what is that, Pam? What lies beneath? 2 wands and 2 swords. Wands talks about the decision. Swords talks about the standoff. So this could also mean that she cannot hold off the public much longer or anybody else. Okay? As an AG. Let's see what's behind this. What is she trying to hold off? Okay. Okay. A fake apology. Where is it? Right here. All right, this is about the prostitution. That says a love story. No love is involved. Being kicked to the curb. So she's fighting that now. Bad choices. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the sex shop. Well, we know what that's about, right? So basically, what Pam wants to do, she knows the situation is absolutely foobar. Anybody in the military explain to the rest of them what that means? But it says so at the last line on this card. And Pam really wants to sit down and watch the gossip. But she's going to try. This is what she's going to try. This is her angle here. Got an angle. Got her angle. Her angle, if she's put in the position of having to defend Faniqua, she's going to try to set the record straight with toxic relationships by saying they were private relationships. Okay. Might as well put them here. Because in the meantime, this is it. And this is funny too, because who did I say? Oh, this is Pam. Okay. Because right now she knows the world is watching. This is Pam. Okay. She knows the world is watching. Wow. Okay. All right, folks. Questions? Anybody have questions? And before I go running off, let me put down, I'm going to try StreamYard so I can have a banner of my info. Hi, Kimberly Dixon. How are you? And SKB. Okay. I'm going to put my Cash App down there. What the heck is my thing? And there. Donations accepted. So I can only do it once and don't have to do it again. Then you can have my Cash App, my email, and you can just shoot me a line if you want to. If you want a reading, shoot me a line, and I can give you information back. I do personal readings. Yes, I forgot to tell you that. Yeah. So right now, I do believe that the AG, she's at her wit's end. And she is basically trying to CYA for herself because I don't think it's she. They I don't know whatever they've done, her and Patel, with the files, if they've done anything. Yeah, yeah. He you come on. He's got the best care in the world. All he has to do is go to bed. It's not going to get any better. I know he's got to have leg pains like nobody's business. They have medication for that. He puts his feet up. Modify that diet. Being nicer to people. That'll keep his blood pressure down. He will be well alive and suffering. But like I said, your karma shows up on your body. And think about it. He's got some type of venal disease. That's blood. That's his veins, head to toe. Where did I put this? That's weird. Okay. Oh, it's all the way over there. So, that's your blood. His bloodline is off. We know that, right? But in this case, it's a chronic thing. He's had that for some time. Now, where did I put the? I'm going to sit back, put my feet up, and pull out the pendulum. How about that? Walked in all that hurt. And see, this is what they get. But see, you've got to also blame the people involved. Now, I'm not coming down on the victims like I could come down on the victims. Y'all know that they're younger they're not in my generation where everybody was damn dumb and didn't know what time it was. But they have parents. But see, the whole thing with him is, and how these folks operate is, you make everything look so I'm trying to see in the blue. You make everything look so innocent and so inviting and so what would be the word? So you will have a great future. Come with us. Join our group. What parent wouldn't want that? But my mother. How old was I? Because this game is old, okay? And it's interesting because I was 17 and in a mall somewhere. Yeah, outdoor mall, they call them now. They were just shopping areas. When I was approached by Barbizon Modeling School. Barbizon is legitimate. It was legitimate. I don't know if it's still in there, in open. That was well over 50 years ago. I've been approached twice. Once at 17, and then much later when I was in how was I, 30 or 40? In my 40s. I'm like, come on, I know damn well I'm too old to be a model. Get out of here with this. From some DC group. Who knows? That could have been Ghislaine. Yeah, she was short and wore the hair like that. You never know. I've been so touched by celebrity. And I keep walking on. I keep moving on. Touched by celebrity, and I touch it, and then I go right on past it. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. My mother said, "No, you will not go there." And so I said, let me call them, and then you can talk to them. And they talked to my mother. Yeah, Barbara's on. They talk. Yeah, I can't remember. And they talked, and she said, "I'm sorry, we're not interested," and hung up. Click. That ended my potential modeling career. But it always seems to start with the modeling. While I was at Morgan, my background, I have a bachelor's. I was working on my bachelor's at the time in speech communication. Well, it was speech and it was theater, and I was interested in television production. Oh, you see me now, Professor? Okay, I'm on YouTube. But anyway, On the field trip, we went to this station over there in DC, WDCA, Washington. Um, what was it? It was a dance show. It was they were producing a dance show. So I wasn't a dancer. I was in the how to what do you call it? I was in the field trip group, and it was four of us. And I noticed four women or four girls and four women from Oregon. We went down there and we were watching, and I know I saw this because I have never forgotten it. And this is what turned me 75% off. Um, I'm up there watching the camera guy, how they work the angles, blah 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 blah. While the folks are dancing, now the dancers, I don't know where he got them from. Sometimes they just recruit. We're holding a dancing show. Sign up, blah blah blah. Bring your boyfriend, bring your girl. That's what people did. And this one girl, these two guys, they were in mechanics overalls, and the person who was in charge of it all, I saw the mechanic point out the girl dancing with her boyfriend, and I saw the money change hands. I'm like, what? Either they didn't see me looking or they didn't give a damn. Either way, I'm like, oh my goodness. And that is like the second time. I had another modeling thing. And yeah, and that was Russian Mafia. I left that too. Um, Now I don't know if that's about modeling everywhere. All I know is there's a dark element. I mean, if you're coming in off the street, that's what you're gonna get hit with. Now, if you're coming in from like acting or I don't know, I don't know. I'm thinking if you come in from a higher level, you end up with a higher clientele or higher organization. I don't know, but anyway, I saw those two men exchange cash money for that girl who was totally oblivious to what was going on behind the camera. So that's why I'm here today and not on stage. What light on yonder window breaks? It is the sun. It is Juliet. Now, um, and that's how they're getting these girls. That's how they get. By the time now, I went to Catholic school, so we didn't play that. You're not going to have a grown man parked outside uh, any Catholic high school thinking you're going to pick up some girl there, and that's not your daughter. Mm-mm. Those nuns would chase you down the street. Um, but by the time we got to university, different story. Different story. Um, there was this beautiful girl. There's nothing on TV. Halle Berry type back in the day. Her hair was darker than redder than this, very short. We were all wearing our big old bushes, and she wore her hair like this, and she was in full glamour makeup. I'm like, that's too damn much makeup for daytime. I mean, it was called glamour makeup. The eyeshadow. I mean, it was perfectly done, but it was glamour, high glamour makeup in the middle of the afternoon. And her outfits were cute, very conservative, but colorful. Uh, and I'm like a plaid skirt, big pleated skirt, with matching blouse and vest at the time, very conservative. I can't remember her stockings or shoes. And of course, she caught the fellow's eye. She had no rap for the girls. Hi, how you doing? Oh, that's a nice outfit you have. How you doing? My name is so and so. That's what she did. And when the guys walked over to her, she would talk to them very, very briefly, and they always had this reaction, oh, and then they walk away. Okay. And it was only, now I'll tell you, three people out of the whole school had that kind of personality. One was the prostitute, and the other two were hardcore drug dealers. And at that time, no, 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 no. There were some of us that had, they were used to reefer, but cocaine, oh goodness, who can afford? You're a college student, can't afford that. This was way before crack, way before crack. So, somebody trying to pay $5 for a 30-second high, nah, that's all right. And that's what they would say. Nah, that's all right. Thank you. Excuse me. But the older students, those who were, like, when I say older, in their 30s, who had jobs, I'm talking university level now, they could do it. As a matter of fact, one of them so bad, like, oh my God. Anyway, but that's how it's done. And it was Ghislaine's job to chat with the girls. And I joke, but I say, I pretty much, the way they pull you in, you're coming into, would you look great for the pageant, blah blah blah, we can fit you up, and they give you nice little trinkets, and they have you come back in again. And if you really want to make some money, and they go after underprivileged, they go after poor girls. They're beautiful, but mom and dad probably can't even make ends meet, or single moms. Now it's the single mom, but it was probably single moms then too. The brokest of the broke, who were absolutely stunning. Okay, and if you want to make some money, help your family out or something like that, all you really have to do is just sit next to some of these old men. They can't hurt you. They don't have to do anything to you. All you got to do is sit there and look pretty for them, and you can make some money doing that. You can make a couple $1,000s doing that. Hell, I'd go sit next to them to make some money. Hello, Michael Pearson. How are you? That's how it's done. I mean, I would do it now. I wouldn't do it as a teenager. Hell no. I know what that is. I'm older now. I'm in control. But that's what's going on. But some of these girls are middle school age and high school age. When my daughter was in high school, you could see the grown men, and they were grown men. They were, yeah, my age at that time, waiting to pick up the high school girls in their cars. Kid's parent couldn't get to the door because of all the men who had parked in front of the school. So that's what we're working with, folks. And now, okay, what am I looking at here? Yeah, like I said, your karma will show on your body. Okay, all right. Let's see. Not that many of us on today. That's because it's Sunday evening. I'm looking for questions. I love my greetings. Hello, Jackie B. Hello. Okay, Barbara Byers, how are you? Okay, Gina. Hello. SKB. Yeah, they're thick as thieves. Yeah, Shirley, how are you? I'm good, good. EJ Carroll, that's who that was. The journalist. Thank you so much, Kamoyo. I don't know if he owes her. I think she got paid. She's a little bit older than me. 8 million, 88. Wait a minute. Do I put my glasses back on? What? 88 million? Wow. Wow. Is that why they're trying to hit Medicaid and Social Security? Here's Cookie B. Miss Teenage USA. Yes, I saw that coming into the dressing room while they're having it. But you know what? Coaches do that too. When I was playing basketball in high school, those coaches thought, those male coaches thought nothing of. We'd go to different schools. Now, I went to an all-girls school, so we didn't have male coaches. But when you played for other, when you played with other schools, and here they come in through the you're changing into your basketball uniform, just got your bra on or something like that, and here they come walking through there like they walking through the damn cafeteria. I kid you not. Okay. Yeah, he loved it. So what happened with it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Cat, you're absolutely right. Cat says he loved being the in the pageant biz. He would go into the dressing room to do inspections. Gross creep. Yep, 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 yep. Charlotte said she participated in pageants. Yeah, yeah. That's a blessing. Charlotte, you don't know how blessed you were, but you blessed anyway. Because they're out there, dear. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. And they were probably run by women and owned by women, Charlotte. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kat. I've got to remember the naked bitch. Yes, 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 yes. Nellie, hello, hello, hello. Because he's a great. Kat asked the question: how do these people aligning themselves with F-45, knowing that the outcomes are never good, especially if you're a lawyer? You about to lose your license, not your job, your license, because they're greedy. Simple as that. But with Pam Bondi, her brother is also involved, or allegedly. Allegedly, I don't know for sure. See, there's a close knit. There's a group. They haven't gotten to the group. All they're talking about now is Epstein and Krampabo. Yeah, but there's a group of them. I'm hearing the number 5. That's the core group. Yeah. Hmm. And I mean, you're winded down. It's the same thing they do with the high school girls. They pull them in the group. They what come and have it. We're going to have a meeting. We're going to have dinner, and then the oligarchs come and they schmooze up with the oligarchs, and they go on the yachts, and they see some of this, and they see a little bit of that, and they enjoy tasting this, and they enjoy that, and they might even too, and then. In order for something like that to keep going, they've got to do a Diddy move. Like I said, pulling them in. Uh, we're having a meeting. We're having a dinner. And while they're in that meeting and dinner, or after the dinner, they're having a drink. And the next thing you know, uh, for the men, here comes a pretty young thing all over him. Snap, snap. He's already had some. For the women, the same thing, pretty young thing or young handsome thing. And then you got the snap, snap, picture taking, put it in your pocket until later when you need to use it. I'm just saying. That's how Diddy did it, so I guess that's the usual way. I haven't heard anything about Parampadump delivered himself doing any blackmailing, but Epstein did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're sticking with him because they're afraid to leave. Okay, Charlotte says, Canada only doesn't make sense. It makes sense. It's like being in an abusive relationship. You know you can't just walk out that door. You want a clean break when you get out of there with no foolishness. Hey, Jolinda. Good evening to you. Yeah, rats know when the ship is sinking. So what do? Is you keep an inflatable somewhere hidden. So when the ship starts going down, you can run on the other side and pull your thing up, jump it in the water, jump in and go away. Bondi's making plans. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, those, hey, SKB, they are. And now, I saw a picture on YouTube of a very young uh, Orange Menace surrounded by, look like middle school age girls. What is that? Is that the sixth grade? Sixth, maybe seventh? Like they were at a pajama party or something. I don't know where I saw it. It's here somewhere. It's on YouTube somewhere. The orange creature. I do believe he is. But see, I don't know what files they have because, um, or what's in those files because It seems to me that Epstein's brother and the victims have the juicy stuff. Hi, Gina. Yeah. Cue the music. Can't say cue the music. You about to lose your job. Yeah, she has bags under her eyes. The devil's got a hold on Bundy. Yeah, and his name is Dump Dump. Okay. Okay. They took pageants, yes, and turned them into brothels. They did. They did. But now, Charlotte, when I was a young woman, by that time I had turned feminist and I was not interested in any such things as pageants. Because while I was at Morgan, someone said something that stuck with me. And what they said was the same way they parade those women across that stage in their swimsuits and their beautiful gowns was how they paraded black people across the stage at the slave market. From that point on, I could not tolerate. I never watched another pageant. I never watched because I used to love to watch the pageant and see the girls in their beautiful gowns, and none of them had talent. But I wanted to see what they were wearing, how's their hair, any black girls in this, and that kind of stuff. hmm Anybody in there look like me? Are they going to win? When they went to Miss Universe, it was women who looked like me every now and then. But out there, yeah. Hmm Yeah. And yeah, they were trying to pay pay tuition. Most definitely. Most definitely. hmm Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I believe you. Charlotte says a rapper once said he left one of his parties because he couldn't handle all what was going on. Yeah. Hmm Yeah. Selfishness. It's all about. It's the old buddy. What is it? Well, I forgot what they used to call it. It's the old buddy network. The old whatever it is. The old network of old men. Yeah, some of these women are grandmothers now. And that's why they're not afraid to go back and tell what happened. You're not going to intimidate anybody's granny. You get to a certain age and you don't give a damn what's coming out your mouth. And got pictures? Eee. Oh, Kimberly says there are pictures with Bondi, Trump, and Epstein together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Conflict of interest for who, SKB? Trump doesn't play by the rules. He never does. He feels that he creates them, but he doesn't. And see, that's this is all the rules he's broken, all the laws he's broken. He's gonna get shamed out the damn presidency. And they have the nerve to talk about being woke. That's what happens when you sleep and you're not woke. That's what happens. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I can talk about, yes, I have that leg pain too. I twisted my knee getting off my rebounder, but it's better. But my leg hasn't been the same. I did that about a month ago. He walks. Charlotte says his legs walked in and all the hurt he inflicted upon other people. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Cat says he looks horrible. That condition, I've never heard of it. Yeah, it's connected to congestive heart failure. And I mean, they can keep you alive for years on those pills they have out here now, provided you never switch them up. Thank you. But yeah, oh, yeah. Thank you, my turquoise one. Thank you, Cat. Yeah, Bondi's gonna try to cover it up. Oh, wait a minute. I went down too fast. Hey, Terry. Now, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Top chat. I need to get my live chat. Dun 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 dun. Jaconda's in here somewhere. Nora's in here somewhere. Hello, hello. Old Boys Network. Yeah, that's what it's called. The Old Boys Network. Yeah, me too the last time. Okay. And Sheila K's there. Hey. Oh, I missed some people. Annie V, Terry Lewis. Hello. Hi, Jerome. How are you? Let me get up here. Unartha Basame. Hello. If I pronounced it right, let me know. If I pronounced it incorrectly, let me know. Okay, this is where Bondi will cover it up. That's her job. That is her job. But yeah, Murdoch's got some stuff too. Um, Interesting. I don't know. I know he tried to sue the Washington Wall Street Journal, and it's another paper. It's Murdoch. Yeah, Murdoch's paper. I think that got tabled. The judge won't let him do it. I need to go back and read that. If anybody has anybody heard, the judge must be on his side too. Oh no, let him please. Who in the hell in their right mind is going to sue a newspaper? All the data they have on you, all the data they can get access to, and that's not just data, forms, reports, videos. Mm-mm-mm. People are just fooling. But you know what? Well, you don't have to be smart anymore. Just connect it. Hello, Michael Pearson. I think I did say hello to you once before. And Nora. Okay, so I'm where I'm supposed to be. Let me come down. Yes. Arthur. I think it's my pronoun. Arthur. Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I think these trafficking and detention scandals will show everyone, definitely, that slavery never went away. We know that, but we will know it's now. We will, hold on. Yeah, we will know now. Um, the mindset never went away. And I've always felt that way. Yes. I just had, I just, um, there were stories where people had been taken from back in the 20s up until I don't know about now. Um, at first, they thought, well, they were taken by a really reputable hospital here and experimented on. Then I heard stories years and years, decades later, about they were snatching men off the corners of a certain street, which is a very busy corner, um, and warehousing them in some building that's right down the street that they cannot get out of. Well, down the street is also the penitentiary. They can't get out of there. So, and it's been that way for a couple hundred years, you know, and that was long before they were. But you know what? Something else. 2019, I was reading how they were snatching up. ICE was snatching up immigrants then, but they had. I don't know what their status is. I know nothing about immigration, but these people have become persona non grata. I don't know what they have done or why they were here. I don't know anything about them, but they were snatching up people then. Hmm. You mean Diddy? Sheila. Yeah, they've got pictures of him and Diddy. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, people are walking their dogs outside. Yes, it's cooled down a bit. It's 86. Undisciplined. Yeah. And don't forget the narcissistic. Yeah, the discovery would be yes. That's what I was waiting for. Please, by all means, please sue that newspaper so that we can get our. We can. They're going to post the discovery in the 6 o'clock. Well, they don't have 6 o'clock editions anymore. The early AM editions that we can pull up digitally now. Please, please sue that newspaper. Hmm. Yeah. They ran in those circles. There are women in those circles, yes. That's why she's so cocky and nasty. I'm like, oh, well, well anyway. And see, that's the thing. The perks, their perks are so great. Hi, Latanya. How are you? Good. Yeah, you finally caught up with me. I'm getting ready to wrap it up here, but you can, check the replay. Didn't Shady meet with Murdoch? I don't know. I'm sure. I mean, I know. I don't know. I take that back. Murdoch has an interesting background too. I would not be surprised. Mhm. Sheila K says undisciplined men and women who have no morals or values or consciousness that they let sex desires lead. Well, you know what? When you're on that level, this is what I have learned. Um, the higher up you go in income, the morals change. Oh yes. Oh my goodness! You see, all this time I've been sitting here, you see my double chin. um, so that by the time, like you basically, we were talking about being in the $1 billion class or the multi-million-dollar class. Um, if you didn't make if you didn't make the multi-millions, then you inherited it. And if you inherited it, then you live according to the rules of the people you inherited it from. Many moons ago, I worked to organize Boy Scout groups. And we went into an exclusive neighborhood in town, and they were quite frank. What? No, we don't want our children to share your values. Thank you very much. I'm like, and we thought we were doing something because we thought we could get the kids together for Christian values. And don't forget Rupert Murdoch divorced Jane Fonda for becoming a Christian. So no, their morals are not our morals. They are, when you're talking about the elite, you're talking about I'm all you Christian folk and you ministers. I'm not meant to say any step on any toes, but I gotta give it to you straight like I usually do with everybody else. I'm not trying to be offensive, but these people we call the elite live like they're the gods. Okay? And some might be small g. I don't know. But if you start studying the ancient gods before Christianity, you'll find out that what they stood for, what not they didn't stand for, what they demanded of their servants. Yes, servants, because they didn't give one damn. Well, no, I take that back. You had some that were here to teach humankind how to live and how to thrive. Then you've got that other goof. Yeah, she was, years and years and years ago. Then you've got he couldn't have divorced her if she wasn't married to him, Gail. Um, years. Uh, I still think they were just some highly organized advanced civilization. But anyway, they're calling them gods. Then you had those that demanded to be worshipped. And I truly believe because we have a God worship gene that's within us that is supposed to be wearing thin right about now these days. So I've heard they created morals for our behavior to keep us in check and keep us contained. That's why when Adam and Eve pulled the fast one in the Garden of Eden, they had to go. And to me, that still sounds like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Who in the heck are these people that demanding these people, human beings now, walk around naked like beasts of burden? I have a problem with that. Um, and you're going to tell them what they can eat and what they can't eat. That's a problem with me. That is a major problem because they eating it. So the people we have, what we call the elite today, they believe they are the gods of yesterday, and they act just like it. As I said before, people who drink too much got to have a drink all the time, got to be high all the time. Their god is Dionysius. I don't know if they're real or not. I never asked. I never dealt with Dionysius. I just saw, the archetype. To me, it's an archetype unless I meet him personally. Yes, and I have met one personally, a couple. Yeah, some of them are just brilliant and beautiful and wonderful. Others, like, what's wrong with this go? When you did that kind of consciousness and you start traveling in dimensions with your guides and things, yeah, sometimes you have to say, let's go. And then, but basically, that's who you are dealing with. Church is for you. Cat, what is it? Okay, let me put the cat wants to eat, but church is for you. Morals are for you. The law is for you, not them. We're going to go feed the cat, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. And they are serious about that, especially when you're in the billionaire and trillionaires club. These are people who rule you, but you'll never even know who they are. And it's not so much conspiracy, but you can always feel that there is someone above. I can sense it. You can sense that because you can tell that the higher ups above you are getting their orders from somebody. So who is it? Who is the elite? Oh, I got to get him water too. Who is the elite? Oh, he's got water. Who is the elite of the elite? I don't know. And see, this is why it's so hard to shake them because we believe in them. We've been taught to believe. And we've been taught to believe. We've been taught to submit. We have not been taught. Nicholas, hello. How are you, dear? We have not been taught to be sovereign, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. We have been taught to be submissive, and then we're being given half the story or a piece of story here, a piece of intelligence here, and a piece of intelligence there. That deity, yeah. Oh, well, there's a whole bunch of them that can do that, Charlotte, if they're interested. Dionysius was one. Yeah. She's talking about the Christ. Yeah. And I would say to every Christian in the room, you focus on Yeshua. You want to call him Jesus, focus. Your focus is there. Not necessarily what they're preaching on. And I hate to say this, but not necessarily what's in the book. You focus on him. That way you're getting your top-down reboot. And you know I'll be right. Because I have been digging into. It's so funny. All right, you got me talking now. You got me talking. Um, I think I've explored all kinds of different religions, and right now I'm reading the Lotus Sutra in Buddhism, and lo and behold, see, we this is going to our how limited our knowledge is because it was made. I can't stand this blue. I'm sorry, it hurts my eyes. How our information, our knowledge has been so deliberately limited. I have two copies of the Lotus Sutra. The Lotus Sutra is the um, the writings of Shakyamuni Buddha, and in his lifetime as a physical being, and as when he became Buddha. Anyway, he has written 80,000 volumes, 80 to 85,000 volumes of information. And the bottom line is this: he's lived a very long. We're talking about long livers. Now it's down to just one book in this particular. They're different Buddhist sects, but one book, the latest book, and I think is 750 years old. I think all 80,000 volumes led up to this one book for today. Because one thing about these folks is they write for the times and the people of the times that are existing at that time, and not no, it's not going to be one book for all eternity. No, they don't do it like way. I'm saying that to say this: I found two different translations. There's really three, maybe four, of the Lotus Sutra, which is the book that tells you every human being is capable of becoming a Buddha, not a god, a Buddha, to teach the world and guide the world into the ascension to the heavens. Okay, that's what a Buddha does. Yes, yes, to be Christed, the Buddha. Yes. Of the two different books I had, and I got the second one because I noticed the translations were close, but there was a bit more information in one translation than it was in the other. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And it made a difference. It made a difference. Now, with the Bible, there were so many. I know when I was in high school, there were 30 of them at that time. I kept my mom, and my mom's Bible was like my great grandma's Bible, so we kept that until we couldn't find it anymore. But when I got my Bible, it was in high school. I still have it. I don't do new Bibles. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Because and then I saw some differences in those between those Bibles, between my great grandma's Bible and my little white Bible from school. One Bible says meditate. Great grandma's Bible said you meditate on these things. My little Bible says think on these things. Thinking is not meditating. So be very mindful. I would suggest everybody when you have a question and you got to go to the Bible to find out what's going on, and you find your passage, you read your whole paragraph, read the whole paragraph, please, the whole chapter. And if it still doesn't make any sense, that's when you go into meditation and ask, what does this mean? And keep your pad and your pen there and write it down. Mm-hmm. Did you conduct? I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. I found the third, and I just uh, downloaded the PDF today. So I would get all three. Well, I need one more I have to buy, and that's just the Lotus Sutra. And like this, like I said, the main message from the Lotus Sutra is everybody can become a Buddha, just like everybody can become. You have the opportunity. Here it is. I'm here to teach you. Yeshua. Well, Charlotte, I'm not playing with that, but no. In Buddhism, the Dalai Lama said Yeshua was a bodhisattva. And what does that mean to me? Saint. Hmm. A saint. And I can believe that because it's kind of hard to get these gods to come to you. And demon will come right on to you, show up. But a god is like, they're kind of aloof. But Yeshua, right on time, right there. And I'm like, wow, thank you. And, when you're doing your spiritual work, okay. When you're begging and crying, not so much, because your energy, when you're doing that begging and crying, because something bad has happened, it is so low they can't penetrate, or they do not want to. It's painful for them, so you're gonna have to be less in less pain. That's why we're supposed to be praying every day, intercession prayer. It doesn't stop. Just do it every morning, every evening, or whenever. That's so that when something does happen, you can call them in, and they're already there. You know, but to call somebody in cold, now that's going to take something to do. And then on top of that, you might call in the wrong thing might show up. So be very, very mindful. Hmm. Oh no, it's not Satan, and that's another thing. Too much emphasis on Satan. And Satan don't have that kind of power. No, there are something called the yugas. And this is I learned in I think Hinduism. Um, no, there is a big cycle. It's almost like a humongous clock in humanity. And in each cycle, it's like a section, 26,000 years per section. And you have, I guess you would say, lessons to learn within that time. Now, obviously, not everybody's going to live 26,000 years, of course. People can't make it to 100, but they do nowadays. But no, this is the era or the epoch where the energies of the planets are going to be shining down or passing down the lessons and this creating the environment for this lesson. You might have a lesson in the arts. You might have a lesson in the sciences. Then you might have another few thousand years to teach you to put the arts and sciences together. Then you might have the era of the religions. And then you have the era of mankind. Then you have the era of womankind. And I mean, that's how the thing goes. And it's the era of the golden era. You know, that's what the Kali Yuga. Yeah, we're in and out of the Kali Yuga. So things are supposed to, I have a smart group tonight. We are supposed to be on the upswing, and we are. But it's interesting that I see so much, and we see so much on TV about the bad. Oh, I don't know if you want to do this or not, but from today up until the 26th, there is a portal opening that's shooting in some energies. I saw a video that asked that we take a news fast until after the 26th and just keep our minds elevated on, the good things and whatever it is we want and stay uplifted so that we can absorb some of those energies that are coming in. Otherwise, we might end up with headaches that won't quit. More ways than one. Yeah, I call him my ancestor too. Yeah, I call him everybody. Depends upon what's going on. I quickly everybody. I call on my whole line that I know I live with, and friends too who've passed over. Because now I've had friends who've passed over, and I call on them. Yeah, and my thing is I call on who I think is capable of doing the job at the time. Okay, that's how I did that. That's how I do that. I don't know if I told you this once before, but I had a whole house of spirits. They not well, yeah, they were disembodied, but I could see them as clearly as you can see me right now. And I'm like, who are these? My daughter was down here, and I sat on the other side of the floor. And in the further in the back room, I could see them coming from my kitchen and like coming from the kitchen, going down into what looked like the basement. So I have a thresholds and doors, and that they come through doors. That's a portal. Doors are portals. I'm like, what is this? I said, hey, this isn't Grand Central Station. And I noticed when I had my altar on the other side of the room in the next room by the window, I would be there chanting and I would sense somebody coming behind me, walking by. I didn't pay it too much mind. Oh, hello, hi. A silhouette of a young black girl with a clipboard, professionally dressed, just walked behind me. How you doing? I don't know who that was, but anyway. At first, I thought it was Oshun, but Oshun with a clip. I mean, you of the old thing, the Yoruba Orisha, of the all the things you would see Oshun with, it would have been a clipboard. But I had mentioned, I think, had I called on Oshun or said something to her? I think maybe I had done her mantra or something. So I just figured it was Oshun. But I've seen Oshun too, not here, but in a healing circle. I literally saw her going around the circle. I felt so blessed. Um, And then I didn't pay it any mind. Months passed. And then finally I asked Lauren, what is it? What why are you going upstairs? I said, because I'm tired. Why don't you stay down here and watch TV with me? Why don't you watch your own TV in your room? I don't want to stay down here. What is going on? Why is something down here? Okay, next day. Or sometime there in that week. I was at middle of the afternoon, sun glazing. That's when I saw all these people. And finally, so these two big black guys, one was short and fat, and one was tall, and they were wearing the work pants that my grandfather used to wear. They used to green khakis. I don't know if you folks you say khaki today and you think about the brown ones, but at one time they were deep green khakis, and that's what they were wearing. So that told me they had passed over like probably when I was a child. But anyway, I said, "Hello." Guy stood up in my threshold. Had one. He was tall. He had one hand on the base of the threshold and the other hand like this. He was just saying like, "Yeah, I can see you." And he was like, "Well, look here, she can see us." Mm-hmm. And the short little fat one literally peered around this corner right here, doing one of these numbers. I said, "Well, hello to you too." And they were impressed. Yeah, I can see you. Now, why are you here? You can't stay here. They said, "But we've been here." And I said, "Oh boy." So I went back and sat down. I said, "Wait a minute, don't go yet. We're gonna have to have a talk." And we sat there and we had a conversation. And yeah, okay, 1981, okay. And we had our conversation. And I didn't get in their business. I just felt that I told them about the experiences I had in other dimensions. And they asked, I said, "You can have that and more." And they said, "Well, why are you still here?" I said, "I haven't finished my mission yet." And I said, "Well, call on Jesus. You're black and you probably believe in Jesus. Y'all believe in Jesus? Call on Jesus." No sooner had I said Jesus when Jesus appeared. And I'm like, "That's going to take you." You know. And he stood he up in the air. It floated. I'm like, and I looked and I was flabbergasted. And then the questions came. And before I could get my mouth open, he was gone. I said, "He always does that." But uh, so you did what? Oh, wait. I'll be there in a minute, Nicholas. I want to find out what that's about. And so, yeah, that's why I say you focus on him because I've never felt that kind of love on this earth before. The only time I feel that way or close to that is when I'm into the go into the deep meditations and your consciousness travels. But I do that with a guide. I don't do it on my own. Never did it on my own because I don't know about those streets out there. I need an escort. Um, but yeah, and so that's why I say focus because I don't trust anything written. I don't. Because number one, you still don't know who wrote it, and you don't know about the information. What information do you have to confirm it with? That sounds so callous and tacky. Talking about the Holy Books. Hey, sweetie, how are you? But Tracy Martin, hello. Not anymore. No. Well, oh, Tracy, I had one. And okay. Um, I don't. I do a lot of spiritual work on myself, which builds my confidence within myself. And outside of Mother Nature, I'm not afraid of too much of anything. But this one night, Tracy, I was watching this medium on YouTube. And I'm like, "Oh boy, she is really off." She was going through a personal thing and it showed. She talked about it. I'm like, "I don't want to listen to this. I don't think I should." And I stood there a little bit more. And finally, I'm like, no, she's off. I said, "No, this woman is way too powerful to be this off. She is going to attract something and it might come through this computer." And anyway, so I just went on to watch something else, probably a movie or something on television. While I'm sitting here, I'm sitting in the dark, and the only light I have is my computer screen, and I'm like this, and then I see this spirit looked like something out of I don't know what, the hooded spirit with the ugly face and the. I'm like, oh hell no, coming out. No, you won't. You better get the hell out of here. And then it disappeared. I'm going back into watching it, and then that thing popped up again, and that's when it came back after me the second time. That's when, oh, you want to with me, do you? We're going to war right now. I got something for your ass. I flipped on the light, pulled out the sage, and did whatever the heck I just did, and turned the light back out again. I haven't seen that thing since. But that is to say, when I was first into meditation, I was in this basement apartment, and I was waking up in the middle of the night by three spirits, little funny looking Buddha guys. And I looked at them. I said, "Be gone in the name of Jesus." And they sat up there and laughed at me. Oh, triggered. Leave me now. Gone. Gone. And so, no, I have never, I treat my thing, Tracy, I treat them with the respect that I treat anybody else. When they cross the line, they get less chance, they get less grace than anybody else. I get them. I shred them. I get them. I send them away. And I don't have any, no, no, I don't have any problems with them, because what I'm learning, there are so many different beings. We don't see them. We're operating, and we see on a certain scale. It's a certain range of light we can see. Just like there's a certain range of sound we can hear, but what we can't see and what we can't hear is still all around us. And when you can kind of cross into that energy space, either through meditation or my chanting, it's usually meditation, you see so many different kinds of things. And what do you call that? Microdosing. These folks who've taken the ayahuasca trip, they're doing the DMT, the what is that? The microdosing of the psilocybin. What that stuff does is it opens your eyes. It opens you to a point where you can see it. So, and I mean, this is where you're really living. This is what you really, this is where you are. Huh. Huh. So one thing is for sure, you're never alone. In some places, it's like Grand Central Station. You're in the middle of, and you think you and they all by yourself. Just don't disturb me. Death, that's another thing, Sheila K. There is no death. The body drops. And what they're working on now is to rejuvenate the body so that it doesn't die. It stays in form, good form. But same thing. It's the same thing. It's the vibration that you're on. If you can match the vibration, you can go see your loved ones if they don't mind. Because, and that started a lot when I started losing my friends. I would go see them, or I go into a meditation, with some group somewhere doing something, and they would come see me. Or I could be asleep. Now my family comes around me when I'm asleep, and I have a boyfriend that I was in a space where I was holding my mother. My mother was holding me. We were just in all this white light. We're standing there, and I'm looking there, and it's like it was a receiving area for me, I guess, because here comes Mama. My mama. That's my mommy. And then she just, she just gave me that look, and then she just walked like, "Mom, you don't have to go. Here comes the boyfriend." Like, oh, And yeah, And basically, they're keeping. I think they're keeping their form for me because I know they're light. I know they have no form. You have. They're different fields of vibration. I know they come to see me when something's going on. Um, and sometimes I go to see them. Like my most recent friend I lost. What was I doing? I think I was going into the feminine realm, divine feminine realm. And I wasn't expecting him. I heard, "Hey, Carol." And we were in like a beautiful cabin and he was there. He said, "Hi." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I could just look at him and I said, "Hey, babe, how you doing?" And I had a strange experience you would probably think of as negative. And then, folks, it's 8 o'clock. Oh, my show was on. Hold on. I was, this higher self business. This is why I really don't travel alone. I went to see my higher self and I didn't get stuck. I didn't get to see her. She's always, oh no, I'm not watching that. Ew. Um, on my way there, I went into a realm. It was like realm after realm after, and the doors. They're in the form of doors. Go through one door, go through another. Damn doors and all this energy that for me is taking the form of walls. That's just for my uh, consciousness, my understanding as I'm traveling through. Went to this place. It was like a meeting room, and I was on stage, and it was all black. And here come these folks, burlap. You know what a burlap bag is? Imagine a hooded figures, head to toe burlap. They took their figures off. They were all skeletons, and they looked like they had been dead for centuries. That brown, and I mean, one had one. I'm like, where the heck did I go? And I'm like, yeah, that scared me for a minute because I'm like, where the heck did I make a wrong turn or what? Anyway, this might be some kind of first contact. And they were looking at me like I was a spectacle. Well, I was on the stage, I was on the platform, and they were down beneath me. And I'm like, and I'm me being me, and I'm like, one was just looking and he was getting too close. So I said, "You need to see that. Have you seen a dentist about those teeth?" And he went away. And then I looked at the one-eyed Jack, and I'm like, he was going that way. And I'm like, watch your mouth, watch your mind. Okay, how are you supposed to? I don't know what they were, Sheila. How are you supposed to make first contact? Oh yeah, Star Trek. No, not Star Trek. How are you gonna make first contact? Okay, let me send them some love and see what happens. I summoned up the energy of love. They took off and ran out that room like you would have thought I had a gun after them or something. I said, well, no. So I went down into a lower realm before I could go up to the higher realm. Granted, that day I did not meet my I did not get Stephen Greer. I know about a little bit about him. I don't know. I did not meet her that day, but my higher self, came through at one hell of a time. um, oh, Tracy, I'm so sorry. Yeah, some places where you might stumble in. You don't know. You can always take a wrong turn, Camellia. Uh, she guided you to the open door. The door was already unlocked here. Yeah, yeah. Um. Oh my God. And then I'm going to. Oh my goodness, we've been on here almost 2 hours. I was at my ex-husband, Lauren's father's sister's funeral. Lauren and she were somewhat close, but because of me, I guess we were, we were, I guess, the lower class side of the family, and they were so anyway up there, and they were just a bunch of high yellow snooty. Anyway, who thought they were better than everybody else, and they were the bumps of the neighborhood. Anyway, okay. He was there, and I said, "Well, okay, let me be respectful because I'm rolling out of here. I don't have to. Lauren's okay, and she's with her sisters, and we go. I'll just call her when I get outside." Here he comes, reaching out and grabbing and grab me into him and give me, "Oh, it's okay, you're forgiven." I didn't say anything. I just looked at him. And while I was standing there looking at him, I heard loud and clear, "I don't know what I saw in him." And that voice was my voice, and it was coming from above here somewhere. I froze. And then I left. That was my higher self that finally decided to speak to me. Mm, 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 mm. And so, yeah, that was my higher self. But there's so much we don't know. That's why I like going back and reading ancient practices and understanding what the ancients did before the organized religion. Before organized religion, people lived their religion, and everything was oral tradition. You didn't have to have books or anything. You had to have the books that came in necessary when they started blowing up your temples and your holy places and killing off the medicine men and the priests and the nuns and the sibyls. When they started that was basically war from a surrounding group that wanted what you had, basically your land, and trying to run you off with it. And that's when the holy books started to come in and take precedence over the oral tradition, because they killed everybody who knew. You knew anything about anything, you were dead. They wanted these people totally submissive. Now, let me get here. That was interesting, Nicholas. Had you been watching something like Lovecraft or something? That was interesting. Mm-hmm. Claudia says my wife almost walked into a hotel that technically should not have been there. Whoa! See, y'all down there in New Orleans, you got some interesting stuff. They don't hide their stuff down there either. That should not have been there. My mother caught a bus that shouldn't have been there, but it took her directly to work. I would not have gotten on that damn thing. Whoa, show up and disappear. Now, mm, you do have overlapping dimensions. Hmm. Then it's probably your dad. Sheila K said, I've been smelling cigarette smoke a lot lately. My dad used to smoke heavily, and a girlfriend. I lost almost smoke. I kind of have a feeling it's dad. Yeah, that's probably dad. We had a neighbor who was like that. He used to smoke a cigar every day, and when he passed, oh my God, she married not right away, but she met this old monster. She went this man she married was a doll. He was an absolute doll, and he took care of her because she was losing her faculties. And he would come out and just rest and smoke his cigar, and read his paper. And she married this monster. He actually, And she was like in her 60s or something, and he actually beat her. That messed us up. We lived right next door, and we didn't know anything about that. All we knew is she did not look herself. It's a beautiful woman. Hadn't been eating. Anyway, she had sons. They took care of it. Um, but you know how we were alerted that there was something wrong over there with her? We smelled the cigar smoke out front. Hmm. And I listened to my mom and my grandma talk, and I said, let me just check to make sure she okay." I was a little girl, but I knew there were different ways that spirit comes back to console you, alert you. Uh, I just knew that, and warn you, trouble brewing. And Mr. Booker was out there for several days. And I think that's when the beating took place. I'm not sure. Anyway, uh, let's just say her adult children showed up. And I think they took her out of there for a while, and then they came back and got him. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, Japan, there are lots of portals everywhere. I'm telling you, there's a portal every door you have. Every door and window is a portal. And now, whether they're active, that's something different. There's something different. Okay. Now, Cat says, "I'll snap." Hello, Allison knows. We're just chit chatting. Hmm. Hi, Barbara. Thank you, but I don't. I don't. I'm not gonna talk all night. Yeah, yeah. That was. She's still. Kamoyo, how did Shantae know it wasn't supposed to be there? Well, she knew the neighborhood. Hmm. Yeah, I used to watch Dr. Stephen Greer. Yeah, and that's another thing. I can't meditate with everybody. Um, I meditate with my group. I can't meditate at all with everybody, and not on YouTube. No, I don't know what's going on with these people. Uh, Thank you, Nora. Thank you. Nora says, "Hearing you share with us, I know why I feel better afterwards." Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Oh, Charlotte Pastor Caldwell says, "Members who have died come and tell me scriptures they want in their service and messages for their family." Yes. Yeah. Oh, you get excited. Yeah. Yeah. I would too. I would too. Hmm. I would too. Yeah. What? I need to figure out what I want done because part of me is still connected to Christianity. Yet the other part of me is into Hinduism and Buddhism. And then there's still another part of me uh, is into something else. Yeah, something else. Yeah. It smells so good. Something else. Yeah. And I don't know who. I guess we'll have to go non-secretarian someplace. I don't know where they're gonna have my. I'm not gonna be buried. I'm gonna be burned. But I don't know how. I need to write something up. Not that I'm going anywhere anytime soon, but the thought did cross my mind. Lately, how I'd con-celebrated, not con-celebrated mass. Uh, maybe I have to get to. Maybe Lauren can get to Charlotte. I don't know. Yeah, because I don't know what we're going to be doing, um, or when how my time comes. I started asking that. They can clock your time astrologically, but you don't have to accept it. You don't. Mhm. Now, okay, let me keep moving on up here. Yeah, that's sweet. I love it when your mom comes to you. My mom and I now get along better that she's passed on than we did while she was in this dimension. Yeah. It's I was telling you about death is just another dimension. And they're talking about the veil is lifted. Okay, the earth energies are hitting and we can just move back and forth now. Um, conscious with our consciousness. You can't do it with your body, but you can do it with your consciousness. That's why you have so many people having out of the body or near death experiences. They're, well, yeah, they've moved, they've popped right into that other dimension. Hmm. Oh, hold on. What? Wait a minute, Nicholas. What are you talking about? Wait, somebody rattling. Back in 2011, I went to the anime convention. Oh, Fanime in San Jose, and had the spirit of a 1990s era white Silicon Valley type techie sneak out of the closet at the. Oh, sneak out of the closet. You said you bawled him out. Hmm. He confidently leaned against the closet door frame, likely thought I wouldn't see him. He got me back for scolding him, rattling the heavy light fixtures in the bathroom for the rest of the weekend. Dang. Dude, you're going to have to go, the whole weekend. Damn. Yeah, somebody is trying to get in bed with you. Hey, get out. Don't play. Now, Tracy, two things. That does not have to be somebody, the departed spirit at all. Some people are very well traveled with astral projection, and they can just sit in their rocking chair or their chair at home and astral project to you in that way. Hmm. And do things to you. Spiritual rape is still rape. Like, get the hell off my bed, get out of here. And I have there was an incident. Oh my God, that's another story that took me a year to get somebody up out of my energy field from doing that shit. Um, don't accept them at all ever. And then I have another friend who passed over, and I knew from the time I had just gone in there to say something to Lauren, and came out of her room, and as soon as I walked past my bathroom, I felt that I walked through a dimension, a portal. I walked into my bedroom. I didn't see anything. There was nothing under. I was talking. I don't know if I was talking with my mouth or I knew I had walked into an energy field, but I was being engaged. I was talking about, I don't know. All I know, it was a pleasant conversation. It was going back and forth. And I remember getting in my bed. I didn't get in the bed. I got on top of my bed and leaned across my side of the bed and left the other side of the bed. There was a figure. There was a, but I couldn't see completely. It would just do a little glisten. And I'm just talking. And I said something like, I haven't seen you around lately, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just feeling the vibe. The vibe was so loving. Yeah, so loving. And it's like, I'm laying there like this and just talking with my friend. I knew immediately once I had gotten in my room, I knew immediately who it was. And I'm like, I just wish you could really form yourself so I could see you clearer. But and then we just talked, and we just talked, and I do not remember what we talked about because even though I was on my bed, I was in his realm. I was in his energy field, and then I came to my senses. I'm like, why am I talking with no one there? And then it occurred to me what I had just experienced. And I'm like, wow. And he just laid back there and went, ha, 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 that laugh he did. And I'm like, wow. And I was about to start to feel lonely, but I stopped the loneliness. And I'm like, well, shit, he came to see and chit chat with you for a while. I mean, what are you being lonely about? So, you know, no, I'm not afraid of spirits. Hell, we are spirits. This is just a vehicle that helps us move around. And these are costumes we wear for our movie called Life. That's basically what it is. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, Charlotte, that's why nobody's doggone antiques, even though I think they're so cute. You know, these folks attached to these antiques. I'm like, no, here, you can have it. I'm mad that I paid for it. Anybody that damn attached to a piece of a teacup, a chair, y'all take it. Never mind. A bookcase. I had a friend who had a talking chair. I'm like, that thing would have to go right back to where I got it. Now I would be so pissed. She said every time she sat down in the chair would start talking. No, that's the spirit that belongs to the chair. Ah, Lord have mercy. You know, I buy stuff brand new. That stopped me from going to antique shops too. I'm like, nah, never mind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did she start talking to you, Charlotte? Just it wouldn't stop. No, dear, no. But yeah, there'll be more stories. Hey, sweetie. Sweetie said, I'm good. No. Mm-mm. No, babe, I don't. I don't. Mm-mm. No, because like I said, they look just. I mean, there are us now. They are us, and as I was saying, there are relative. There are so many different types of beings. I mean, you got your Star Trek kind of being. You got your Star Wars kind of being. They'll scare 11 daylights out of you if you're not like what, what? You know? A giant cockroach type of insectoid would freak me the hell out. But the Lyrans, the cat people, they would be smacking my hands because I want to go, oh, no, don't do that. Yeah, because they like cat people, but they're on two legs. Hmm. Humanoid body, but they're cats. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. You know, and reptilians, I am just beginning to understand, uh, get used to the idea of dragons and the Nagas, and I don't want to see no shit like that. Excuse me, folks. I'm sorry. I don't want to see them yet. I'm not ready because when I saw a picture of a Naga, and you can't tell me half like a mermaid, human top, python body. I'm scared of snakes still. Um, I saw a picture of a Naga, and I'm thinking that is that a temple just laid across. I've seen this before on Hindu temples and Angkor Wat, where they have the long python. I mean, we're talking about a python, maybe a block or two long, and that's how long the wall is. It rests on it in the sun, and that's exactly what this guy was doing, resting in the sun. And he looked like he was about a block long, and that freaked me out. Now, there's a story of Nagas. They're on an island outside of India that have shapeshifters. They go from human to snake, back or dragon, and back again. And some of them have chosen to be with humans and have human families, and they shift into their legs. Okay. But also, I saw something on Star Trek Section 31. The very end. I was so disappointed in that show. But my girl was on there. The Emperor. I'll think of her name in a minute. The very last scene, they have her primping in the mirror. And as they're pulling out, while she's primping in the mirror, we see behind her, under her robe, her long dragon tail wrapped and coiled around her. I'm like, ha! Okay, okay. I can deal with a dragon tail much better than a snake tail. And I thought they were going to do something with that. I mean, because that's a secret. What is her name? What is her name? Because I think I don't know. There are people in Asia who believe they are from dragons, and there are people who know they're from the snakes. The reptilians. I don't know if they're reptilians or not, but they're definitely pythons. And when I do my prayers as for sentient life, in the multiverse, and we live in the multiverse. So we've been on here 2 hours, 11 minutes, and now I've gotten hungry. And if you be so kind, I am collecting donations tonight. Also, I am going to start doing personal readings for folks. But you're going to have to, when I get to StreamYard, I'm going to put all that kind of stuff. And so it's going to be a banner that goes across that kind of information so that people can have the information that they need if they want to contact me or something like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Angela Bassett? No, it wasn't Angela Bassett. Mm-mm. Can't remember who it was though. Um, yeah, Dogman too. Yeah, yeah. Sasquatch. Yeah, that's a humanoid. He's natural. Dogman, Camellia. I don't know if they're natural or made. Yeah. Giant ostriches who were worshiping a god. Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised. That would be reptilian, I think. The reptilians, you worship them. They don't usually worship anybody. But thank you, Ariana. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Any other questions? I think I'll make toast. I already have. Oh, it's 8:30. I can't eat this late. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Annie V. Folks, I am going to go here. Make myself some toast or something light. I've got to have something light. Yes. Thank you, Sheila. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah, you never know what you get with Dog Man and Smash. No joke. No joke. Okay. Yeah, dreams basically archetypes, or you could be also interacting, traveling through different realms of reality. Yeah, they're actual conversations. Yes. I have look, I have a great grandmother I never saw. Um, we wear the same style. I remember this is years ago. I walked into, was it Macy's or Heck something like that. And the mannequin had the white bib and the chemise, black. It was white with yellow trim, yellow ribbon trimmed in there, embroidered. And it was like the bib. And then a black, the rest of the dress was black. And I'm like, that looked like my great grandma's dress. And I felt the kiss. And I've also felt okay, Ma, I won't do that again. I won't say that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I still get beside myself. But yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm glad I could be of some help and assistance. That's my purpose now. Okay. All right, folks. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I'm gonna find myself something to eat. It's not gonna be. Oh, I've got some cottage cheese and pineapples. I love those. I love you, folks. Until next time. Okay. This is Grand Madam. Much love.